New Yorkers from all walks of life took to protests in the street. And no, this time, it was not against the 1% a la Occupy Wall Street. Instead, it was for pushing for school choice and for charter schools to be a viable option for New York City students.
We're 99%! No charter free! We're 99%! Charter schools are public schools! My child, my choice!
Where's the uproar coming from? Let's take a look at mayor-elect candidate New York City's Bill de Blasio.
In schools, some of the great innovation and entrepreneurship has come from the charter sector, KIPS and college preps, et cetera. Why would you scale back the reach of charter schools if they're being innovative?
Why indeed? The National Alliance for Public Charter Schools published a report that shows that public charter schools are outperforming comparable traditional public schools in overall student achievement. On average, 35% of charter schools have significantly more positive learning gains when compared to their district school counterparts. And take New York. New York City has one of the highest performing public charter school sectors in the country.
But maybe we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's back it up. We hear a lot about charter schools in the news, but what are they really?
Charter schools are free public schools open to all New York City children. But even though they're public, they're not run by the New York State Department of Education. Instead, they operate independently. And because they're independent from the district system, charter schools have greater flexibility in the ways that they operate. They can choose their own staff, set their own educational goals, offer a longer school day, establish their own unique standards, and develop their own academic programs to meet the needs of the kids they serve. Under Mayor Bloomberg, New York City became a huge growing ground for charter schools. In 10 years, the number of charter schools shot up from 17 to 138. Today, charter schools enroll 6% of New York City's 1.1 million students. These students and their families vie for coveted spots in charter schools. Over 67,500 students, a record number, applied for one of 14,600 spots at charter schools last year. 53,000 kids are on wait lists. Take Harlem Success Academy, for instance. It has a 4.7% acceptance rate. That's lower than any Ivy League school. Students are all selected through a random lottery. And the results speak for themselves. Last year, 64% of the school's third graders passed the state English exam, and 88% passed the math exam. The traditional public school next door, only 18% of its students passed the English exam and 5% passed the math exam.
Charter schools offer a lot of positives, inside and outside the classroom. Inside the classroom, charter schools have resources where some public schools fall short. We want our children to be supplied with the best technology and opportunity that they can be offered by their school system. If we let charter schools pave the way, public schools can follow them. And hopefully by learning from charter schools, public schools can be a viable option too for the community, creating competition in our educational force. Collaboration with the community allows parents to be involved in learning. Charter schools reach a helping hand to the community, and this helps our communities grow with our schools.
But now the growth of charter schools in New York City is coming to a close. Bill de Blasio wants to curb the number of charter schools in New York City.
And beyond that, he wants to charge them rent. What is that going to look like?
That's a good question. Bill de Blasio's plan is to charge rent to charter schools that are now co-located or located in public school buildings, which have normally not had to pay for things like rent and utilities. How many is that? It's actually 2/3 of all the charter schools in the city. The city's independent budget office estimates the value of free space for charter schools at $2,400 a student. So what does paying rent mean for most of these schools? It effectively would shut many of them down.
So what's the message for Bill de Blasio?
Give charter schools a chance.